Hello everyone and welcome to Final Score, your guide to every goal and talking point from the latest ADNOC Pro League week match day. And we've got a lot to talk about this week, a lot of goals, a lot of intrigue, and we have an outright leader in the league table as well for the first time this season. We'll also be touching on the AFC Champions League Elite and AFC Champions League 2 matches involving UAE clubs and some World Cup chat as well. A lot to come on Final Score. So, as I say, a lot to come on Final Score to cram in. Of course, with me here in the studio, I have the experts who'll give their opinions on everything. The legend of UAE football, Ibrahim Diaki, is here in the studio with us. And, of course, Pedro Correa, the encyclopedia of UAE football, is also with us as well. Let's start then with Pedro's favourite bit, some stats about match week 5 of the ADNOC Pro League, which had a lot of intrigue. None of the matches ended in a goalless draw either. But we are now up to 35 games have been played, 83 goals. So few goalless draws. It is fantastic this season. But what is very regular is usually seeing Kojo Laba at the top of the top scoring charts. And he is there again with 7 so far. Kaku, Hugo Neto, Cartabia and Dusan Tadic all level with each other for assists on 3 each so far this season. This is what we're going to go through today then. Kalba winning away 4-2 at Corfacan, coming from 2 goals down. Al Wada just about winning the Abu Dhabi derby against Al Jazeera. Al Ain going top. What a goal you're about to see in that match away, beating the defending champion Shabab Al Ahli. Al Wasl getting a much needed win, 2-1 at home to Sharjah. Ajman making Banias's life even harder this season, still without any points. Banias, Ajman winning 1-0. Al Dafra's impressive start to the season since promotion continues. 3-1 win at home to Al Batay. And Dibba are off the mark. They've got their first point of the season, a 1-1 win in Dubai away at Al Nassr, which means the table now looks like this. For the first time this season, we have one team at the top on their own. It is Al Ain on 13 points. Al Wada second on 11. Then the trio of Shabab Al Ahli, Al Wasl and Kalba, aren't they doing well in the early part of the season on 10. Al Dafra as well, up to 6th. Ajman in 7th. The bottom half of the table, though, isn't pretty reading if you're a Bani Yas fan. 5 games played, still no points and no league goals either. Dibba get off the mark. Al Batay, Corfacan, Sharjah, Al Jazeera and Al Nassr now in 8th. Okay, so let's get our first thoughts about what was a very interesting match week. Pedro, let's start with you. We're going to see some great goals. There's been no goalless draws, as I say, this week, and that's happening an awful lot. What do you attribute that to? Are we saying that sometimes defences are lacking, or do we have excellent attacking teams throughout the Pro League this season?
A bit of both, Graham, but mostly I think the technical level of the league is improving year by year. I was expecting at the beginning of the season, with the signings many clubs made, that we would have a great league, and it's really happening. I think the technical level has improved a lot. And therefore, of course, we have more goals. Every now and then, the defenses struggle a little bit. But as always, there's lots of work to do, and there's a second pre-season coming on for many clubs. That will be an opportunity for them to work on the defensive aspect for sure.
And Ibrahim, we're starting to see some of the clubs we would expect near the top of the table are starting to rise up as we get into the 5th, 6th, 7th week. Things start to sort of have more of a pattern. But Alain at the top at the moment, are they justifiably far and away better than anybody else at the moment?
Graham, I will make you a confidence. You know, Alain, usually when they take the top, they never leave it. They're going straight for the championship. So I was there. I know very well when they take the first position, it's very difficult to remove them from there. But the level of competitiveness of this season is very high. You can win this week, and the following week you can lose.
Yeah.
So this makes the ADNOC Pro League very prolific and interesting. So especially this week, I was really entertained by the way how the 3 derby went. First of all, Al Wasl Sharjah, Jazeera Al Wada, and Shabab Al Ali Al Ain. The level was amazing. So there are a lot of things to talk about.
So much to talk about then, so many goals to go through. And as Ibrahim says, match week 5 was very entertaining. At the end of the season, match week 5 may well be seen as pivotal. None of the games ended goalless, and every result meant a great deal. Despite being 2 goals down to Korfakan after 48 minutes, Kalba came back to win convincingly 4-2. In the Abu Dhabi derby, Al Wada maintained their unbeaten record when Omar Kribin's shot was deflected into his own goal by Al Jazeera's Ravil Tagir. An extraordinary contender for goal of the season by Kaku decided the top of the table clash between Alain and Shabab Al Ahli, and Alain now find themselves 2 points clear. Al Wasl overturned Sharjah's 1-goal lead at half-time to produce a 2-1 win and 3 points. Despite former manager Daniel Isela returning to the dugout for Banias, their problems continue as they had 2 players sent off in their 1-0 loss at home to Ajman, and they remain without any points.
Ibrahim, still alive, goes for the shot and it's in!
Karim El Berkoui gave promoted Al Dafra their 3rd win of the season, and Dibba finally got their first points of the season with a 1-1 draw in Dubai against Al Nassr. All right, then, let's start with the Abu Dhabi derby. It was our match of the week at the Mohammed bin Zayed Stadium. It was a tight game, wasn't it? We wanted more goals, but it was kind of what we sort of expected, Pedro. But that narrow 1-0 win, unfortunate own goal for Ravil Tagir. What was your overall assessment of the game now that we've had a couple of days to think about it?
Mostly mutual respect, and that was expected from the beginning. 2 teams in different circumstances. Jazeera coming in from a managerial change, bringing in a new striker. So with some changes, I think Jazeera will be one of the teams that will benefit the most from this upcoming international break to reorganize the troops. They lost Al Nani very, very early in the match. And I said that during the studio. I think it kind of confused both sides. Against an Al Wahda that is starting very well the season, not only domestically but also internationally. A very solid side, a very consistent team that knows quite well what to do right now in the match. Usually very solid in the back and with a front line that creates many problems, mostly when they have space.
And Ibrahim, you've played in the Abu Dhabi derby many times yourself. Does the occasion sometimes mean some players can't play as freely as they would like to because they're so nervous of making a mistake?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's the derby of Abu Dhabi, and not only the derby, but 2 big teams of the ADNOC Pro League. So both teams were looking for the result. And I feel like Al Wahda did what they were supposed to do. They went in Jazeera field with a lot of confidence, because you can see from the beginning of the game they were fighting for all the balls, the second balls, and especially the organization, the way how they were playing compact, and they didn't give enough space for Jazeera to be able to finish the actions. But at the other side, the Jazeera side, I felt like the ball possession was great, but they were not efficient enough. The finishing was not done properly. And of course, as I say, one of the strengths of Al Jazeera is to use the wings and make the crossing for the finishing. But as Pedro mentioned, having a new coach also coming into the team is not easy. He needs time to build the team, to put his ideas, to put his tactic, and to know very well the play that he needs for the next challenges. And I feel like 1-0 is well deserved for Al Wahda. They went there to try to get that 3 points.
So Ibrahim obviously has played in the Abu Dhabi derby many times, but there were a lot of people involved in the game who were experiencing it for the first time in their careers. Amy Gillingham caught up with the Al Wahda head coach, who he himself had experienced it for the first time.
You know, to win a derby is always important, because the derby has a lot of emotions. And today was one more of these games, starting in the side of the fans. The atmosphere was very beautiful. In the game there was intensity, there was also emotions with fouls, not fouls, yellow cards, penalty, not penalty. So a lot of different things that made the game have the quality that all the derbies must have.
Yeah, it's interesting. We've talked about him a little bit before. When he was appointed, you know, there were some question marks, not about his talent, but about the kind of manager they've had previously. But he's more than answered that now, hasn't he? He's been absolutely tremendous.
He needs to adapt to a new circumstance. He has been around. He coached in Saudi, for example. He needs to adapt to new circumstances. I think the main problem here for José Moraes is the fact that Al Wahda is a very big club, wants to win the league, and they have not won the league in a very long time. So the anxiety and the fact that things are so far going well, it's good on one side, but builds up to that pressure. And you can feel, for example, the fact that the Al Wahda fans are even more present than before now. And that, again, that is great. But at the same time, it will bring some pressure to the team. I think it's still a good pressure, but it's something that they have to manage and deal with.
And they're doing fantastically. They're second in the league at the moment. And far and away, they deserve that as well. Alain are top at the moment, but of the teams that are chasing currently, Al Wahda would seem to be the strongest one to challenge them for the title.
Yeah, you know, the biggest derbies before used to be Alain and Al Wahda, and he's still one of the. So having Al Wahda just behind Alain is interesting. So Al Wahda is giving a signal there that we are ready for this season. We prepared. The last 2-3 years, we could see the progression of Al Wahda and the dedication and the hard work that they've been doing. So now I feel like we're seeing an Al Wahda is coming for the title. They're really fighting. When you see even the way how they play with such confidence that there is no doubt there. They're coming for that title. And they have great coach, great team, great squad. And I believe that this season is a team that the people need to be careful from.
But for Al Jazeera, obviously it was disappointing to lose the Abu Dhabi derby. Their season hasn't really caught fire yet, but they have invested in Simon Banza, their new striker. Let's find out how he experienced his first Abu Dhabi derby.
It was the first time for me here, and I'm happy. I came just this week, so I trained 2 times with the team. Was good. I have good feeling, good with the coach. So I want to do the good things here in the club, in the league. And I know we're going to do amazing things. So it was a good game also, a derby game. And we give everything, the team give everything. I'm very proud about the team, about the supporter. There was a lot also. So yeah, let's do amazing thing. I'm very happy to be there.
Looking forward to watching him this season. I think he's going to be a lot of fun. OK, let's move on then to Alain. Their 3 points that did put them at the top of the table and against Shabab Al Ahly, the defending champions. And I've got one word for you, Pedro, that is Kaku.
Definitely. It's the goal of the week for me, who knows the goal of the season, not just because of the technical gesture that is amazing, but for what it might mean in the end. And you were saying in the VT in the beginning of the show, then when we look back in hindsight to this round 5 by the end of the league, we will probably see this round 5 as one of the most important rounds of the season. It was an amazing goal. In a tough match for both sides, an interesting match but tough for both sides, Shabab Al Ahly had the upper hand, and I believe the draw would be probably fair for both teams. But Al Ain also deserves to win because they lost 2 defenders very early in the match, and they managed to keep a clean sheet against Shabab Al Ahly. So congratulations to Al Ain for the win, and I say Shabab Al Ahly has all the chances in the world to retain the title.
Well, that's going to be my question to you, Ibrahim, about Shabab Al Ahly, their first defeat of the league season. It's not a major dent in their title hopes, but it has come as a bit of a shock to them.
Yeah, definitely. If you remember, I said before that the consistency of Shabab Al Ahly game by game is really impressive. The fact that Al Ain went there and took the 3-point, Graham, I can tell you, they did a great performance there, because you play against the Shabab Al Ahly, a team that is very well organized. And they don't give up. They play compact, and every game they play, they're looking for that 3 points. But I would like to give credit to really the coach of Al Ain, first of all, because the tactic he put there to try to make Shabab Al Ahly lose that game. And especially in Shabab Al Ahly, I can tell you, Graham, I've played so many times against this team. It's always hard.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's the best way to take the 3 points with that type of goal? The strike is unbelievable, and I'm not surprised with the quality that Kaku has. Of course, he can score this type of goals.
And thinking about Shabab Al Ahly and Paulo Sousa in particular, what a season obviously he had with them last season. Now he's got the difficult job of backing it up this season. He's playing in the Champions League. We'll talk about that in a second. But this was interesting, wasn't it? Right after the game, he had them all out there to have a team talk in front of the public eye. What was that? What was the reason for that?
Because Shabab Al Ahly is a team that is not used to lose. Last time they lost was against Al Wasl back in December 23, I think, if I'm not mistaken, home at Rashid Stadium. They are not used to lose. They are a big club, and mostly over the last few seasons, they got 2 titles and a second place in the previous 3 seasons. So they are not used to lose. And now I say the most important match of the season for Shabab Al Ahly, it's the next one. Because Shabab Al Ahly is creating chances. I understand that, okay, it's not, they are not used to lose and there might be some concern. But at the same point, the way they are playing, which is not amazing on one side, but it's good enough to keep winning. They are creating chances. They are doing most of what they have to do. Not everything is perfect, but they are not doing that bad. The problem is, psychologically, if the next match does not go well, then they might sink a little bit psychologically. And I think this motivational speech by the end of the match was to prepare for what's ahead. The next match is critical. Shabab Al Ahly getting back into winning ways, then they will continue to play throughout the season. And now Sardar is getting back, so I believe the fire up front will reignite.
We talk about the psychology of Paulo Sousa and Shabab Al Ahly. What about the psychology of Al Ain now and this man, Vladimir Ivic, who's a very calm character, isn't he? He doesn't give much away. You don't see too many emotions when he's on the sidelines. He's our coach of the week this week, obviously for that incredible result in a match that he so desperately wanted to get 3 points. What's he doing that has got them to where they are?
You can see that from the last games of Al Ain that he's building a team. He's putting his idea there, and he's putting his authority into the team. And you can see the discipline of the Al Ain players. And as I say, especially that game against Shabab Al Ahly, in Shabab Al Ahly, to win there and take the 3 points is a great effort he did there, because you could see from the beginning of the game, very engaged game from both sides, offensively and defensively, and it was an open game. But what I liked about the coach Ivic, it was the quick transition of line. When they were losing the ball, the way out they recover quickly, because Shabab El Ali is the type of team, if you give enough space, they're very, very dangerous on the wings and the front line. So he put that tactic in case they lose the ball directly to try to recover the ball or to get back in position. And I think that made the difference. And of course, again, I will come back to the goal of Kaku.
Yeah.
What an amazing strike.
Incredible.
Let me
Almost as
just
good as
add
one of
this,
yours.
Graham. They lost Rami Rabia and Park.
Yes.
Two very important
Yeah.
and experienced players, mostly in the back, in somehow early stages of the match. And they managed to hold
That's
on.
the reason I'm saying that he's
Mabruk.
putting already
Yeah.
his ideas and he's imposing himself and he's putting the discipline into the team, because Raheem is a very important player for our line. He's Bandar Al-Ababi on the right wing, the captain of the team also. A couple of players are missing, but you can still see that he's doing the effort to put a stronger line.
There's a shape there. There's,
Yes.
there's an idea, yeah.
And like you said earlier, you know, when Alain go top of the table, it's quite hard to catch them. But other teams that would like to do that are teams like Al Wasl, the champions of 2 seasons ago, a 2-1 win against Sharjah. Pedro, this was much needed, I think, for Al Wasl. Their start to the season hasn't been terrible, but it hasn't been as good as they wanted it to be.
Yeah, Al Wasl is not yet, and I believe everyone would in general agree, is not playing yet at the level that is expected. But they got the win, and that is the most important. Coming back from a disadvantage, Sharjah and the counter got ahead, and then Al Wasl came back, so showing fighting spirit. Again, I think this international break might be coming in hand for Al Wasl to reorganize also, to get, I think mostly the defensive transition. I said this before. It's what I think it's lacking the most. They need to reorganize that particular aspect of the game. The talent is there, the quality is there. I think they still have all the ingredients for a good season. Let's just wait for what's coming out.
Of course, this was their former manager against them as well, Milos Milojevic, now with Sharjah. In terms of what Pedro's saying there for Al Wasl, this kind of result, when you have had a bit of a tricky period and then you get a win, is an international break a good thing, or would you rather go straight into the next match?
You know, Al Wasl has a lot of competitors, not only in Dubai, but also in Abu Dhabi. Strong teams are playing against them. So that derby, for example, was very important for them. I slightly disagree with Pedro when he say like they're not playing the way how they're supposed to play, but it's part of the game. The most important is to get the 3 points and to, of course, try to play well. But sometimes this type of victories boost your confidence again to go. It's not easy. The level of the competitiveness this season is very high. So if you win, you have to be happy. You have to appreciate. And of course, because Sharjah is not a small team.
Yeah.
They have a good squad. They have a good coach. And especially Coach Milos coming out from Al Wasl. He knows everything about them, but they still could beat Sharjah. So I feel like it was a very interesting game from the beginning, also open game.
Yeah.
And Coach Milos, of course, is a bit struggling because he still didn't quite find the right, I mean, the feeling, the ideas that he wants to put exactly to make Sharjah work correctly. But because he has a great squad, but it's just the beginning. We are only 5 games, the 21 games to go. I think he will have enough time to prepare the team well for the next challenges.
Pedro, let's talk a bit more about Al Wasl, an example as well. Possession is a great part of their game, keeping the ball, and both of their goals came from a prolonged period of possession. Why does it work so well for a team like Al Wasl? And other teams try to do that and they can't convert it at the end, but Al Wasl did a couple of seasons ago, especially when they won the league.
Individual quality of their players, and also a coach whose playing style is this. Is mostly about possession, dominating the match, controlling as much as possible the match, and try to progress on the pitch. We are watching here Lima. Lima is playing in a more central position now, even though he roams quite a lot. He's back into his playmaker, number 10 position in the middle of the pitch mostly. And I think Al-Wazl can win a lot with that, especially because like this, they will have Ali Salah and Serginho, two very good wingers, stretching wide, because it's important when you have the possession, not just to have the possession for the sake of having the possession. The objective is to score. So even though Al-Wazl has too many touches inside even opponent's half, and they are doing great in that aspect of the game. I think it's the defensive transition where they are failing a bit. But as I was saying, it's the individual quality of the players. And then if you have two wingers who can stretch your game, you have more opportunities to progress and to score. And that is the most important,
And
I think,
I
for
would like
Al-Wazl.
to add some stuff also. Before the first game that Al-Wazl started, we didn't see too much Lima. It was a bit quiet. Also, Ali Salah. But now, the last 3 games, we can see a lot of improvement, that they're doing more effort. Even on the second goal there, you can see the effort that Ali Salah did. Before that also, against Dafra, what a strike there. You understand? So, having players like also Shiaka, Diallo, we remember that they were giving a lot for the club. So I think Coach Castro is starting to understand a bit now the right player that he needs to win the games. And as we mentioned before, Fabio is needed there.
Yeah,
he has to be there.
Yeah.
He gives that confidence for the team, and of course the effort that Ali Salah also doing on the right wing, I think is making a difference.
The other side of it, with Sharjah, they like to be a counter-attacking side, the opposite of Al-Wazl really, but that can be quite a tiring way. You know, by the end of the game, they're starting to look a bit worn out. Even though they have pace, you know, Kayo and...
Yeah, of course. It's hard to talk about Sharjah right now for me for a simple reason. They are missing many players. And this is not an excuse. It's a fact. They have been missing many players. Even in this match, Luan was not there. Meloni, I think, also. Poblete. So they are missing many players. And this, of course, will affect the way they play. They are still a powerful side in any case. They have a good squad. I like a lot number 23, Feta Fetai. It's one of the players that has been impressing me the most for this start of the season. An interesting central midfielder there. I think after, again, Sharjah, like I said about Jazeera, Sharjah is one of the teams that will also benefit from this international break to, again, regroup. And then after the break, we will see what Sharjah we will have. And I think we'll have a better Sharjah than what we had up until now.
All right, let's move on then to Kalba's 4-2 win away at Corsican. They were 2-0 down and then came back in blistering form. And a couple of really good goals. Abuna Moose getting another really good strike. It's a cracking goal. Ibrahim, this is great from Kalba so far this season. They're right up there. They're on 10 points. They're just a couple of points off the top. What do you attribute that fantastic first 5 games for them to?
I'm glad and happy for them, because seeing them at the 3rd position is something you don't see every day. So you can see the effort that they're doing, and what I like about Kalba, the fighting spirit. They don't give up. We spoke about it multiple times. That is the type of team, when they go away or at home, they're coming for that win. And this season, you can see a difference in the team. That is a team that also, already they were organized, but now there is more discipline. And the level of how they attack offensively, they're not scared. They don't hold back. And the compatibility between the front line, they understand each other, the movement, and on the counter-attack also they're very fast. So I'm not surprised to see them today on the 3rd position, and I'm sure they have more to come. More will come from their side.
In Corsican's defence, they had 2 players sent off. It was the very definition of a game of 2 halves. It's the old cliche, but this was it in action.
More than that, they went 2-0 up, already reduced to 10 men.
Yeah.
Great attitude by Horfakan. I feel sorry for them on one side for losing this match. I think they are a good side in this ADNOC Pro League edition, and I think they can do and they will do better in the future. But this match, of course, with 2 players sent off, we cannot run away from that. I'm not discussing if the decisions are fair or not, but it's a fact. 2 players were sent off, and we cannot analyze the match without those facts, even because it was somehow early in the match. It was not like in the Banias match where the players were sent off in the end. In this case, they were sent off in the first half and in the beginning of the second half. So that affected the match a lot. I think Alain must improve a bit defensively and must have a little bit more of creativity in the midfield, because that attacking line with Lorenzi, Ailton Beaumort and Tissoudali, I don't get tired of saying this, it's amazing. As for Calba, I feel like one of the reasons why they are third now is because they added to the plan A, where they are very strong defensively and they break on the counter. They are growing up, still not ready, I feel, but they are growing up plan B. A plan B where they can be a little bit more offensive and they can hold a little bit more the possession. That was required from them in this match due to the fact that Horfakan was reduced to 10 men and then 9. And they showed that they can also have that ability and that quality.
It's interesting, Ibrahim, what Pedro's talking about there with Calba. We've got an example now. Defensively, Calba were kind of, certainly in the first half, they were kind of inviting Corfacan onto them. Why do you think, they obviously changed it in the second half, but why in the first half was they were set up to allow Corfacan to come forward?
Yeah, this is definitely to read the opponent game, to see the strength and the weaknesses. And you can see on the Piero here, a great tactical position, like they occupy the space perfectly. And they don't do that, they don't give enough space in between. They try to make sure that all the field is covered. But honestly, as Pedro mentioned, with the confidence that they're playing, offensively, they're very strong. And they play as a team. And when they stay in block, they're just waiting to recover the ball, then play very fast. And they have the great front line that they can finish the goal. So I think that's making the difference. And you can see here how they come back very fast. And they're doing a great job. And I feel like in the future, they will do even more, much better.
And to continue with that, we've got another example as well. As Ibrahim is saying, Calba are staying in shape. Their formation is rigid. That's all come from the coach, hasn't it? That's all training ground.
And historically, Coach Vuk Razovic took Dafra twice to the President's Cup final.
Yeah.
And with this strategy, he's very good in this strategy, and he has somehow a team that is also tailor-made for this. We can see here, they don't commit too many players in the attack, but the ones they commit are enough sometimes to create the problems and to do the damage. Another interesting strategy I see from Charge from times to times, it's the striker dropping to the midfield line to defend like open wide on the right, for example, and they put a winger up front to break on the counter, to use the space of a faster player to break on the counter. This is a strategy every now and then, an escape route whenever they are tied up in the back that they use sometimes. A very smart coach tactically. Again, as I said before, even last season, I think it's the plan B that they need to improve a little bit more, working better and more the possession, because there will be some matches, home matches against teams of similar dimension and quality, where they will have to assume more the control of the match. And they need, I believe, to grow on that. And I think they are already doing it. So that's good news for Calba.
Good news for Calba, yeah, 4-2 win. Fantastic stuff for them. What isn't good news is if you're a Banias fan at the moment, they still have no points, rooted to the bottom of the league table and still no goals. And they lost to Ajman in heartbreaking circumstances. If you're a Banias fan, a very late penalty. They had 2 players sent off as well. Ibrahim, you've got a feel for Banias. Things just are not going their way. And this was the night where their former manager, Daniel Isela, came back to take over his 3rd time at the club, and still they didn't get the managerial bounce.
Graham, honestly, I saw last week this game, Banias improved. They they were actually fighting. But sadly, you know, the 2 red card, reduce the power a bit of Benyas. And I would like to come back actually on this Wamba. That was not a red card actually, because both players, they were jumping. So, but to come back to the team, honestly, they were fighting until last minute. That goal, it can happen. But I saw a different Benyas that we were complaining about before. Before, it was not lack of confidence. At that game, they played with enough confidence, but they were not efficient enough, I would say. But I can see an improvement. It's just the beginning. They play only 5 games. There are 21 games to go. But they better wake up now before it will get too late.
Before we talk a bit more about Banias, we've got to mention Ajman. It's a terrific win for them, 3 points. It was a tough night for them. They couldn't really play, the game they want, but they are a counter-attacking team, similar to we were just talking about Sharjah. So they were trying, and they have pace up front. They have Junior Flemings. They have others as well. So that's what they want to do. But Banias were kind of stopping them a little bit.
I agree with Ibrahim said. A slightly different Banias already in this match, for better. I believe a team must be built from the back. I believe a team must first and foremost defend well to then be able to attack well. In this case, this is typical movement by Ajman. Ajman with 2 back-to-back away wins, very impressive. And usually their strategy is also to defend well. This season with 2 very good central defenders for their reality, experienced players who are guaranteeing good performances there in the back. And then with the likes of Junior Flemings,
Walid Azaro up front.
Litieri, and mostly Walid Azar. Also Dino Hotic,
Yes.
I'm liking the way he plays. But with the 2 very fast wingers, and Walid Azar is pivotal for the strategy. His batteries are amazing. He has a tremendous engine, runs the entire 90 minutes. I don't know how he can do it, but it's impressive.
Yes.
And they use these weapons to break again, like Kalba. They don't commit too many players when they break on the counter, but they commit enough players and mostly enough quality to create problems and to win matches.
I would like to come back on the Piero when not this action, the action before. You could see the way when they put the ball deep for the winger, how they all sprint to go to the box. They have that mentality of finishing. And that's one of the strengths of Ajman. They build up from in the beginning, then they try to find on the wings, and they go very fast out and try to make the cross and finish. Because Azaro can jump.
Yeah.
He's a scorer. And Flemings, of course, also with his quality, he can make some good crosses, and I think that makes also a difference.
As a striker, Ibrahim, let's talk about Banias now. Yusufu Niakate up front for Banias, similar to last season. As games start to wear on and Banias perhaps aren't getting the goals, he starts to look quite isolated up front. He's not getting the service that they want. They're getting forward, but that final killer ball just isn't really happening.
Graham, some strikers, they have the quality, just the ball need to reach the box. They're finishers. What is name? Laba is the type of player, same like Niakate. The ball need to arrive to them, then they will do their job. Same like Sardar, Laba, Niakate, because he's very important striker for Benias. But the difficulty Benias having is not to reach properly in the front line and then make the crosses. Yeah. But last game, honestly, they did some effort. You could see the fighting spirit was different, and the confidence was there also. But Niakate is not receiving enough balls. Yeah. So you need to receive more balls to be able to finish the action.
It was tough to watch if you're a Banias fan by the end of it. That Mackenzie Hunt getting sent off right at the end for handballing on the line. It's one of those ones that you feel, he didn't really know much about it at the time. You sometimes think it's harsh. But anyway, Banias still searching for their first point of the season. Who have already got a lot of points this season after being promoted is Al Dafra. Pedro, you were there for this one, a 3-1 win at home against Al Batay. Talk about impressive. Al Dafra this season, fantastic. Out of the blocks like they haven't been away from the Pro League.
Very impressive, and I credit a lot the coach on that, his mentality, his approach to the game. The first half was so-so, even Bataya got ahead. In the first half, Bataya defended very well. The offside trap was perfect, nothing short but perfect. They caught Dafra many times in offside positions, and they contained most of the volume, the attacking volume of Dafra. But then Dafra in the second half came back. A team that, even though they got promoted from the first division, they have many seasons in the top flight. They are an historical side of the ADNOC Pro League. A team that it's not just about defending and then waiting to break on the counter. No, a team that plays in the entire pitch. They use the pitch to its full stretch. With players, of course, for me, key player Jobson, number 9, the midfielder. I think he's a very, very, very good player. And then the likes of Karim is just 1 goal short from Laba. Laba has 7, he has 6 goals in the competition in 5 matches for Dafra. Not a title contender. Right now they are a title.
Yeah.
Mathematically, Calvin and Dafra, this is the truth. Mathematically, they are in the mix as we speak. But getting back to Dafra, a very positive approach to the game. Very pleasant to watch Dafra play with some very good players. Interesting having in mind that, again, Dafra got promoted. I think they are off for a very good season.
Ibrahim, Pedro mentioned Karim El Bakoui there. He's our player of the week. What is it about him that you like? And he scored a couple of goals, as you say. He's up there in terms of the goal scoring for the season. What is he bringing to Al Dafra that's working so well?
He's bringing the volume to the offensive line of Dafra. Very comfortable player, with the ball. He knows how to move, and what a great header there on the cross. But also, I would like to mention the delivery. What a perfect delivery from Khalil Ibrahim. But one thing, I'm not surprised of the performances that Dafra is doing. And sometimes a team can play and you'll be like, oh, they were lucky. They scored the goal by luck. But every action that Dafra is doing is a well-constructed action. They start from the build-up, ball possession, they reach the wings, and then they make the cross for the finishing. And if you remember also, it's not only Bataya game. Against El Wasel, they score also proper goals from the build-up. So it's a great job that is being done by Coach Petrovic. And you can see the solidarity and the group spirit, the team spirit is there. They're all fighting from the beginning of the game till the end. And they're not scared also to attack. But one thing that is very important also, the quick transition. Once they lose the ball, they come back in position. And that, I think that is working very well with them now, and that is making the difference.
Out of 5 matches, they have 3 matches against title contenders.
Yeah.
They lost one with Shabab Al Ahly, normal, a heavy defeat with Wahda, and they won against Al Wasl. So out of 5 matches.
And they have a great squad.
So
yeah, they're proving
10 points out of 5 matches. It's an average of 2 points per match.
This
very
is
good.
No accident
Very
at
good.
all. No accident. Okay, let's move on. The last game, Al Nassr 1, Dibba 1. Dibba getting their first point of the season, Pedro. And they're starting to find their shape, starting to find some rhythm, Dibba.
Dibba is a bad headache for the other teams above. Because Dibba will put on a fight to avoid the relegation. Collectively, a very interesting team. Having in mind again that they also got promoted from the first division, with some individualities that I appreciate a lot. The striker, for me, Mohamed Ali, it's tailored for higher flights, I would say. Carlinhos, the midfielder, also starting to pick up his pace, and then a solid team in general that I think will improve with time. And this point is just 1 point mathematically, but even the way they got the point, I think can be a good balm psychologically for the rest of the season.
It's a huge hurdle to cross just to get that first point on the board, especially when you've just been promoted. Al Nassr, though, it's a draw, it's another point, and Slavisa Jokanovic's side, they're proving very hard to beat, Al Nassr.
It was a very important game for them. I'm sure they were looking for the win. But as Pedro mentioned, it's a different Dibba. I even said that before. It's not the same Dibba we used to see. You can see that a great work has been done by the coach Bruno. And you can see that he's imposing. He's putting his ideas there and his character, his personality there. And you can see all the players they're respecting and they're very well disciplined. And that's what brought this result, because you can see also that Dibba is the type of team they're not scared. They will go to you to try to win. And this is the thing that I like from them. And they will fight till the last minute. They don't give up. And I think the coach is doing a great job. He needs more time also because it's just the beginning. But I think the future for Diba, it will be bright. So I'm not worried about that. Coming now to Al Nasser, of course, they're trying to stay on the top. They're fighting, but the level of the competition is very high. So, as I say in the beginning, you can win this week and you can lose next week. I think 1 point is well deserved because both teams they were fighting, and 1-1 is well deserved for both.
Yeah, good. Okay, let's look at our team of the week, our lineup of what we think, anyway, are the best players of the week. Pedro, obviously Kaku's goal has got him in there, but he's obviously hugely influential. Anybody else there that you want to pick out that we haven't really mentioned so far?
Halidissa, world-class performance against Shabab Al Ahly. Caio Canedo from Wahda is starting the season in a very good shape, I think. And I mentioned Mohamed Ali already from Diba. I think also Alain Ben Halak is there, but he's not only representing himself, but also the Alain's defense. That is much better this season than in previous seasons. And I think that is probably the main reason for this good start for Alain.
Okay, let's move on then and leave, just for now, the ADNOC Pro League behind and think about the AFC Champions League, because we have a lot of UAE interest in it this season. And after one round of matches, the UAE clubs are really performing well. All four in the elites. We have three teams, Wahda, Sharjah, Shabab Al Ahly and Al Wasl are in Champions League 2, and all four of them avoided defeat in the opening week. And these are their next games. Ibrahim, just talk about this. Al Wahda away at Tractor Iran after they beat Ittihad, the mighty Ittihad from Saudi Arabia, 2-1 at home. What a game that was. What a late winner. And Sharjah, they're playing Al Saad. They are away as well, Monday and Tuesday next week. Also next Tuesday, Shabab Al Ahly, they get to play Al Ittihad next, and Al Wasl, who are in Asian Champions League 2 after a 7-1 win at home against Esteghlal from Iran. In their first match, they play Al Wadet from Jordan. Great games, and great to see the UAE clubs doing so well so soon in the season.
Yes, I believe all the teams of UAE who are participating in the Asian Cup will do well because of the level of our competition, ADNOC Pro League. And Al Wasl beating Esteghlal 7-1 is not an easy thing to do because they did a great performance there. And I'm not worried at all because all the squad here, Al Wahda, Sharjah, Shabab Al Ahly and Al Wasl, they have quality players. And of course, with great coaches also, who they really know, they have enough experience to put the right players for the challenges. I've played against Tractor. It's not an easy team. They have a lot of fans they come to push their team 90 minutes. But with the squad that Al Wahda has, I'm very confident that they can make a great result. I've played also against Saad, Al Saad. Great team in Asia, very respected in the Gulf region and Asia also. But I feel like Sharjah, they will have to do a lot of effort there. It's very important to go there and very confident because losing 2 games in a row, you can kind of lose confidence. But I believe the quality that Sharjah has, they can really win that game. So.
Yeah, okay, and we do also have World Cup matches, not just any World Cup matches, crucial FIFA World Cup qualifiers, Pedro. We can't underestimate how important this is. The UAE, they're into this 4th round of qualifying. It's like a mini tournament that's going to happen in Qatar. So they will play Oman, and then 3 days later they'll play Qatar. Explain how it works. What do the UAE need to do out of this?
Win. I see 2 matches there, but honestly, right now I'm only worried with one.
Yeah.
The first. It's a must-win against Oman, and then if the UAE manages to win both matches, is going to qualify directly to the World Cup. In second, they will have another playoff. In third, they will be out. So mostly, I look at that. And I see Oman's match is the match that needs to be on everyone's mind right now. After Oman, on the 12th, we will think about Qatar.
Ibrahim, just before we go, sounds a bit of a trite question, but I have to ask you anyway. If the UAE do this and they qualify, what does it mean for the country?
Great achievement, and that's what the UAE was waiting for so many years. And I believe that the quality now of the players is really good for the national team. And having a coach like Cosmin Olariu, he has enough experience in the region. So, and he's a maestro of the coaches in the area. And I believe he has a good squad. So I'm not too worried at all for the next two games. Only the player need to go there with more confidence, and they need to know how important, how the whole country is waiting for that qualification for so many years. And I believe everything will be fine. And it's not easy game, as Pedro mentioned, especially Oman is very athletic team. They're very dangerous, and obviously also Qatar with the quality of the player that they have. But we also UAE, we have almost the same quality. So I'm sure Coach Cosmin Olariu will put the right team to go for both challenges, and hopefully we'll come back with the victory.
And there you go. Ibrahim said it. Everything will be fine. And that is it. Confirmed for the UAE. Best of luck to them. Thank you, Ibrahim. Thank you, Pedro, as always. And thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back soon with more Final Score. But from everybody here at Abu Dhabi Sports, for now, good night.